What's up guys, CedoCards here with another video. So today will be probably a I want to say 15-minute video, nothing too crazy. Trying to discuss the conversation of we are seeing extensively now in the Pokémon space, in One Piece. Magic the Gathering is a different conversation, but we are seeing, the invasion of people who are not from, not so much just the TCG space, but really the space of the brand itself. We are seeing people invade and capitalize in in an economy that is growing and is very healthy. We do often see some bad actors, and we see many actors, and I never want to judge. If you go back to my conversation that I just had yesterday on is the TCG in a bubble, I've mentioned that there are external factors playing in, and I'm not really here to judge on the characters of people, but it's simply the observation that I am seeing. So I just wanted to discuss today the conversation of is Riftbound at risk from scalping. I want to say no, not to the extent of other TCGs that we are seeing, and I want to discuss that briefly. Just before that, what I haven't been doing lately, because these videos have been going on for like 20-30 minutes, is look at some of the promo cards. And I'll only touch on a few today, just as what I am seeing is that there are loads of promo cards at the moment out in Riftbound, but a lot of them are simply the standard card we see, and then you just have the tiny promo at the bottom. But what I wanted to look at were sort of some are unique cards, or at least some which are obviously promos with a large promo stamp. But the main focus today is this Teemo card, and I am so annoyed that I did not pick this up at some point when it was like £100. I'm in the UK, so £100 for me. Right now it's climbing and climbing. We're seeing 300. I mean, I don't know how real this one is, but 300, 450. I mean, it's such a good card, man. It's such a cute card. I mean, again, Teemo, you love him or hate him, but it's Teemo, man. GG easy. It's just, you want to just do annoying stuff to Teemo, but it's a gorgeous card, and I wish I had bought it at some point. I do know this comes from the Nexus Knights. I've not been to any so far. I don't know if I will anytime soon, to be honest. Got a newborn, we've just moved into a new place, but I do want this card. Now I am hoping that the supply grows, so then the price does depress a bit, because even UK price is 239, 300. I mean, I had seen this sell for £100 when I had first come across this, and I missed the boat, and hopefully the price comes down. Realistically, it's very unlikely that the price comes down, because I think it's gaining its own legs at this point. So even if supply increases, I think the brand and the value of this card is sort of being set in stone. So further dilution into the market probably won't do too much, because of how dope of a promo card this is. And again, it is in Nexus Knights, and of course there will be more, and you will see more released into the market, but I don't think it will be enough to dilute it. So I do hopefully, I don't know, I think I've missed it. I think I've missed it. In fact, let me just spend some time on this. If I take off the sort, are there any listings? Get rid of this. This is America, 126. If I check the UK, I mean, I don't know, man. 258. I can't commit 242 to this. I think I've missed it, guys. But if you have it, congratulations, man. It's a gorgeous card. Hold on to it. PSA set up for grading. This is a card to hold on to. Just another one, I have discussed the RE alluring in the past. In my opinion, because it has this giant launch exclusive, I think it warrants it. You know, where you see my cursor, it just shows promo. I don't think it's enough. It's just more promo stamp, and we are seeing these promo stamps selling for a lot of money. But with this launch exclusive icon here, I think that warrants it enough. And we are seeing, you know, high prices now. I mean, this has been steadily climbing. If you guys have seen my previous videos, it has just steadily climbed, you know, from the 700, 800, 850, 900 to 1,000. That was the conversation previously. If you remember our last videos some time back, it had hit 1,000, and of course it has now poked up into the 1.15. So expect this card to continue to climb. Again, it is the standard card 066, but it does have that larger launch exclusive. If it didn't have this large launch exclusive and it just did promo, I don't think it would be worth as much. It is RE, but I don't think it would be worth as much. But yeah, I think this is one to keep an eye out for as well. And then lastly, this Riftbound buff promo, I am hearing a lot of things about this. So this says it had ended at 1.1k. Now this is 68 bids. However, we have seen a few days ago, you know, one sell for much less, and this is by the same seller as well, Davlima. So that's a concern for me in terms of this price. I mean, how real is this price? However, we are seeing, in terms of current listings, you know, there's 5 days left. I am fascinated by how high this climbs. And we do see actually, you know, there have been some sales, but again, much lower than the 1,000, you know, much lower than the 1,000. So I do understand that this buff was given by staff members, which suggests, you know, the rarity and unlikeliness to see many of these. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. That's just all the information I have on this right now. But I am interested in this. I don't think it's that good looking of a card, but I think the fact that it's a card you receive from staff, that makes it interesting. And again, art is subjective. Someone might see this and think this is absolutely amazing and want to get it. I just think it's okay. It's pretty cool. It has Yasuo, Senna, Vi, Lulu, and Volibear, and the giant Riot Games icon. But you know, I'm not too sure if it warrants the price it does. Anyway, guys, as I mentioned, I wanted to discuss today the concept or the idea that you know, to have the conversation of, is Riftbound in as much of a threat to other TCGs in terms of the threat of scalpers and people, bad actors in quote marks, entering the scene and, you know, trying to earn a quick buck, or, you know, really mess up the supply for their own long-term hold or gain. And my first thought is that probably not to the extent of Pokemon and other TCGs like One Piece and Magic the Gathering. I think the best way to describe this idea is really to look at, you know, almost, if you want, we can take it and look at the idea of, you know, even with stocks and shares, and the idea of fundamental analysis and technical analysis. Effectively, just so I don't bore you guys, fundamental analysis, we have a look at the brand itself. So Pokemon is the #1 selling franchise in the world. It has grossed over 150 billion. The closest to that is Mickey Mouse, which has grossed about 68 billion. So that delta lets you know how insane this franchise is. The #1 selling franchise. It's an icon known worldwide. Most people know Pikachu in some capacity, at least. Most people know, you know, others know Charizard and Squirtle, you know, the original 151. So fundamentally, it is a well-known brand. It's a very strong brand. You know, it comes from, you know, Japan, and Japan has a lot of soft power in terms of its culture. Its culture is well loved. There's anime, there's its video games. Again, it comes from Nintendo, very strong company. So brand-wise, it is strong. It has a strong public appearance, and that's sort of the fundamentals. That's the conversation we're looking at. And then we go into the technical analysis, which is the cards themselves. and the public appeal, or the appeal from the public for these cards. And we see the characters. You have Charizard, Mewtwo, Mew, the legendaries, some of the newer cards. These cards are sought out after. The design of the cards are great. We're seeing more and more now, for example, with sorry, it's spelled wrong, but the artwork is just getting absolutely ridiculous at this point. It's so gorgeous. It's a gorgeous card. Say what you want about it, it's a gorgeous card, and the design is getting better and better. So on the technical analysis standpoint, the quality of what you are getting into is really, really strong. And there's a Pokemon for everyone. So what that does is it suggests that this is a brand you can really sink your teeth into in terms of depositing money into. Now, why Pokemon has this issue of scalping is that it's such a recognizable brand and such an easy brand to get into that people who have never played Pokemon, doesn't care about Pokemon, they can see from the outside how valuable this is and how in demand this item is and this space is, that they will happily spend 10,000, 20,000, even just 1,000, 2,000, depending on your starting level, and buy this product, even if you have no care about the item itself, and you don't really, you see the value, but you don't really understand the value, but you can see the value. We are seeing these bad actors, people using bots, people waking up 5 a.m. to go to stores ahead of release, where ordinarily they would have never cared. We are seeing this issue in Pokemon, and that will only continue. There has been a decline in the last month or so. There has been a regression. That is understood. This is the time of the year when this happens. This is a yearly thing where things do die down. Minus last year, of course. Around this time last year, this is when Pokemon released their Pocket TCG, the trading card game app, which really pushed Pokemon into another bull market. But typically around this time of the year, the market depresses. People sell their products to cash in for, create festive spending and getting ready for the new year. So we are seeing a regression, but regardless, this hype is here and people will return once this period is over. So Pokemon has this problem. There are scalpers. We've seen it. I don't need to. If you're on the TCG space, I don't need to show you examples of people fighting for Pokemon products, swiping everything off the shelf, going into Costco, taking whole carts, manipulating Costco membership and taking a whole tray of items and selling it 2x, 3x instantly on the secondary market. You've seen it. That's a problem, and that's here to stay in Pokemon. It's a shame, but it's also a testament of how strong and powerful the brand is. People who don't care for it know that it can sell 2x, 3x on the secondary market because there is strong demand from just the average player, average person that likes Pokemon and wants to be in the Pokemon space. Some of them are willing to spend that money. And again, you may ask yourself why they're willing to spend that money. And again, that's a conversation for another time. As I mentioned in the previous video of Is TCG in a Bubble, I will spend a video to discuss the psychology of collectors and what we're seeing now in this space where we are all a lot more individualistic, and we, to stave away loneliness and stave away sort of unwanted emotions, we are purchasing these items, to kind of give us that boost and give us that bump. So that's a conversation for another day, but there is obviously a market for these scalpers to sell to people at these increased prices, and they know that people will buy them because, one, this card is sick. The card that I showed before, the Inferno Charizard, and if it satiates them or makes them happy for a while, what's happiness? What's money for happiness? So that's Pokemon. One Piece TCG, for example, we all know One Piece is a major brand. It's basically the largest manga at the moment. It has been for a very long time. My favorite anime is Bleach. It's a shame to say that Bleach will never really get a TCG like One Piece. It just doesn't have it. It doesn't have the legs for it. Personally, Dragon Ball Z has an amazing TCG, great TCG as well. I've seen Naruto have a TCG. I don't know. But yeah, One Piece, obviously well-known brand. Again, if you look at the fundamentals, it's a solid manga. You know, it's been around for 30 years. It's very consistent. 30 years or 20 years? 25 years. I think it came out in 1999. 25 years, 26 years. Very strong brand, very loved. Again, it's from Japan. Broad appeal, and then if you look at the technical, you know, the cards, the characters are well loved. Luffy's well loved. He has a wide appeal, and the cards are fantastic. If we go back to the other screen, we have the you know, the manga card, the Luffy Gear 5, absolutely gorgeous. I want to copy, but it's like £3,000 now raw. PSA is like 5,000-6,000. You know, I've been priced out, and that's fine. But you know, we are seeing strong technical on the technical analysis side. We are seeing really strong items. You have the manga cards for Luffy, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, Zoro, so and so. Amazing promo cards. So that again, the brand itself is strong, and the TCG itself is very good. It's very good, easy to play. People love the mechanics. So it's such a known brand. And it's so easy to get into it. You know, manga and anime is such an easy medium to get to consume art. It's easy to get into. People can see from the outside without much thought that this is an item that they can again make money on. And it's simple. You know, I'm not I like anime. I like One Piece, but I appreciate the depth and capability of Oda, the mangaka. I really appreciate what he's built. I just dislike many things about One Piece, namely, and I'm sure you all agree, that the pacing absolutely terrible. I cannot call this one of the best mangas or animes when the pacing is so terribly done. I just can't accept it personally. Others don't mind, it's cool. Also, I don't like how goofy Luffy is sometimes. I get that he can be serious, and that's cool when he's serious. I watched about 800 episodes and then I gave up. So I tried. But I can understand why it is loved. But again, it is an easy medium to get into, so it's easy for, again, scalpers to get into this market because they just need to know a little bit and then see the prices and then make that connection between, oh, these prices are going up because it's Luffy, it's One Piece, it's anime, it's manga. I can get into this and I can start scalping and buying up loads of product to then either flip or sell at a later date and hoard it myself. Magic the Gathering, slightly separate. You know, once you go into purely video game and game spaces, it's not as easy to break into it. But again, Magic the Gathering has been there for ages. Magic the Gathering is doing collaborative sets. I have 2 of the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy boxes, for example. I've never played Magic the Gathering in my life, but actually when I realized they were releasing a Final Fantasy set, I said I'm going to grab that because I know Final Fantasy. I've played many of the games. I will happily, you know, set some money aside for these boxes to hold on to them. I didn't want to open the boxes, and they've actually gone up about 2x, so I don't really want to open them anymore. You know, I'm happy to just open up my Riftbound boxes. But again, that's not as easy to break into. But when they do have their, you know, Universe Beyond sets like Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy, Fallout, Lord of the Rings, that's when you can see people enter into the space and try to, you know, scalp and, you know, enter a space that they don't really care about that much. You know, someone may have not played Final Fantasy or a game in their life, and they just know Final Fantasy, and they decide, I'm going to come in and sweep up supply and scalp. So that leaves me, again, about 19 minutes. That leads me to Riftbound and League of Legends. I personally think we are quite safe from scalping. We may see actors from within, but then I wouldn't really call that scalping. I would just call that people from within with deep pockets that are doing a bit of an excessive job of hoarding, or I wouldn't really call it collecting, I would say hoarding. So maybe it's a bit of a bad actor, but ultimately I don't judge. I just observe and, you know, live my own life, because life is too busy and there's too much to think about to care about someone hoarding some, you know, cardboard. But ultimately, you look at League of Legends and you look at the fundamentals. League of Legends is a video game. It's a PC game. So that makes it harder from the get-go for people to align with it. If it was a console game like Call of Duty or any other, you know, console game, it's a bit easier to enter in and kind of get through that first barrier. But it's a PC game, and so that already deters a lot of people from even trying to understand what League of Legends is. Next, it's not just a PC game, it's a very distinct genre. It's not an MMORPG like World of Warcraft. It's not an offline game. It is a mobile game, so massively online battle arena game. And that again is a further barrier that makes it hard to get into from the outside. You know, you won't just see this and think, oh, I know this. I see the price of cards at £1,000, $1,000. Oh, I know why it's $1,000. You just don't. They just don't know why it's $1,000. They don't understand the intense attachment people have to these cards and to these characters. And we are at 21 minutes ish, so I'll try to keep it short, and I will continue this conversation for another day. But you know, it is hard for people from the outside to get into this and instantly put two and two together between the price and the value and the attachment to these cards. Not only is it a mobile game and not an RPG, but it is also a mouse-based game. As in World of Warcraft and all these other RPGs, they use WASD. So even if you are a person that plays PC, because the control scheme is so different, that again deters people. Compared to Overwatch, everyone loves Overwatch. It's you know, Overwatch WASD, easy to sink your teeth into. League of Legends is not that. This further deters people from getting into it. So if you start to notice, there are so many barriers for people to be able to, you know, break into what this game is and why it's so loved. And then you have to actually play it in this mouse format, and it's hard. It's not an easy game to get into. It takes a while to get into. So that further shields the game from bad actors that just want to get in for a quick buck. You will obviously see people that see the price go up and buy it, but I am convinced that when we do see these regressions like we are seeing right now in Pokémon and One Piece, where these regressions happen, people will purely just sell because they just don't know why these items are worth so much. They just see the money go up, and when it dips, they would leave quite quickly because they have no attachment to it. And someone told me ages ago, you know, I'll say the word investing. Ultimately, I see it as I like the game. I put my money into these products. I open some, I keep them sealed. The money goes up. I'm happy. We're all happy. Maybe later I open it anyway, or I just cash out and get money plus more than what I put in. And I've just enjoyed the time. The boxes have been in my room, for example. But someone once said, invest in what you like. Now, stocks and shares, it's easy to put your money in, but if you're not attached to it, you know, when there are dips, you'll be so inclined to just to sell it and throw it away. When you like something and you really understand it, when there's a dip in Pokemon, for example, you will hold the items because you know the value of it and you know why the secondary market is so precious and why the value is so high. So you will hold on to it. League of Legends, if there's ever a dip, I wouldn't care less because I know League of Legends and I've played it for 10 years, almost borderline 10 years. You know, I know why these characters are so loved. I've seen the sweat and tears and all these pro players and just regular players and my friends, you know, really sink their teeth into this game. So I know that even if there's a dip, the fundamental value of these items are there and they will go back up at some point. Again, it's not financial advice, but this is just my opinion on what I think will happen and observations and now with TCGs. So personally, and maybe this doesn't need an episode 2, but I'll probably discuss it again at some point in terms of scalping. There'll be more videos. This is like, we're like 2 weeks into the TCG. There'll be more time to have these conversations, but I personally think that we are very shielded from the scalping sort of culture and construct, just by virtue of how many barriers there are to break into it. We will still see people enter the market with those intentions. I don't understand it, especially once we have like a Z set, you know, come out, you know, Yone, maybe not Yone, but Z, and you know, really strong characters come out. We will probably see some of these actors, but yeah, they'll probably be here for a quick flip rather than a long hold. So yeah. But anyway, that's my 2 cents for this topic. As usual, if you guys enjoyed it, give me a like, give me a subscribe, comment as well. Let me know your thoughts as well. Do you think we're shielded? I think we're shielded. I think we're quite safe. It is quite hard to understand. I didn't even go to, I didn't even go into the technical analysis. The characters of League of Legends are so beloved, and so there is so much depth to each character. The lore, the attachment of a player puts into each character, sinking their teeth deeply into it, one-trick ponies, and there's so much more to talk about in this space. But I think I've at least started off a good conversation on this. So I'll revisit this at some point in the future. But we are almost 27 minutes, so I will put a pause here for now. As usual, guys, like, comment, subscribe. If you are UK resident, join the UK Discord, yada yada, the good stuff. And thanks as always, and I will see you soon.